VGK claws back into the series with Reilly Smith's Game 3 buzzer beater. The Golden Knights now need more magic Monday night as they look to tie up the series. Our reacts, takeaways, and Game 4 preview coming up ahead on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, longtime sportscaster, marketing consultant, and the host of the new Believe in Vegas podcast. He is Chris Golick. He is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports and collectibles editor for The Hockey News. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. We are the only daily VGK podcast. We are brought to you today by Monarch Money. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll get 50% off of your first year at monarchmoney.com. Coming up ahead on today's show, Smith and Karlsson recreate the Misfit magic. We'll also have a preview of game number 4 and the locks and predictions. And Chris, the dramatic goal by Reilly Smith caps off a exciting game number 3. Must win for VGK if they wanted to stay alive in this series. Can I just say that the Florida Panthers are a team that VGK might be facing again, and that would be an even more physical series. But that is a team that technically has more fundamentals than this Edmonton team, for crying out loud. So this is a team, Edmonton, that is confused defensively under Chris Knoblauch. Smith buried the shot with 4/10 to go. Take nothing away from him. And here's something that happens, right, as the puck goes off of Draisaitl's stick and into the goal, an own goal, and the final seconds recreated, right? So you've got Lars Karlsson circling behind the net, behind the Oilers net. He dishes it out, and it's a puck that is just on its side. It's a bouncing puck. So you have to, first of all, credit Reilly Smith with an unbelievable play there at the top. And then he had to do a lot of work. 3 players collapse on Reilly Smith. The pump fake, Skinner comes out of the goal for some unknown reason. I mean, so many things had to go right for VGK. So many things had to go wrong for the Oilers to win this game for the Golden Knights. And again, the unintentional tip in. So now this series, the Golden Knights are still alive. They're very confident. And heading into game 4, this is a series now. It's a new series, a new life for VGK.
I think Stuart Skinner definitely didn't have the greatest of games, but a lot of people are on him about how he played that puck at the end of the game. What Stuart Skinner did was he gave Reilly Smith an angle where Reilly Smith was not going to cleanly shoot the puck into the net. If Leon Draisaitl or any other Edmonton Oilers player is not there, that puck doesn't go in the net. The puck is actually coming away from the goal line if you watch the replay close enough. So Stuart Skinner, yes, the rebound on the Nicholas Waugh goal, certainly not the best of circumstances. Reilly Smith's first goal of the game, he definitely had some magic going through all those defensemen and everything. So yeah. Stuart Skinner wasn't bad. He wasn't great by any means, but Stuart Skinner played that puck right. He took away Reilly Smith's scoring chance. Leon Draisaitl, of course,
you thought he
had
did.
Other plans.
You thought he played that well, huh?
If you watch the replay, it was not a shot on goal until Leon Draisaitl deflected in the goal. It was not going to be a shot on goal.
Through the crease. Yes, we saw that. Incredibly, so I'm watching the game, and all I see is 2 things happening at once. First of all, I see in the frame the official waving off the goal, and then at the same time, stinking TNT, they have to say that the puck hit the post. And there's just a ball of confusion out there, and it went in and out of the net so fast, as Reilly Smith had recapped it, that no one could really tell if it went through. And I think it might have hit the camera in the back of the net. That was a unbelievable shot. And again, you need that type of puck luck to advance at all times.
So one, this was fair. All right. Connor McDavid throws the puck to the net, goes off Braden McNabb's foot. We got a tied ball game. And all of a sudden, we're expecting the Oilers to win this game sometime, and it's going to be just all doom and gloom at that point. So the hockey gods were fair on this one. Two quick occurrences that this reminded me of, starting for my Blackhawks friends right here. When Patrick Kane scored the overtime goal, I think it was 2010. It was an overtime game-winning Stanley Cup clinching goal in Game 6. Patrick Kane was the only player on the ice and maybe in the entire stadium that knew it was a goal win. And he goes to celebrate, and players are coming off the bench. They don't know how to react. I remember Antti Niemi's face was he wasn't sure if he should stay in position or hug Patrick Kane. And then a little more recent, I believe it was the second round of the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs, Golden Knights, San Jose Sharks, second round. I think it was Nate Schmidt that ripped a shot from the point, hits the post, and the cameras used to be up higher in the goal. So it hit hit under the crossbar, hit the goal. And again, no one in the arena even knew. They just hit the siren, or they hit the horn to stop play. And they're like, why is there a stoppage? And all of a sudden, oh, there was a goal. So yeah, how crazy these things certainly happen sometimes. So Reilly Smith, William Karlsson knew at the moment, however, and Leon Draisaitl, the three of them knew it was a goal.
No. Oh, they knew it was a goal.
They knew it was a goal. Those three knew it was a goal. No one else in the arena did.
But it was kind of fluky, and all the credit,
of course,
all the credit in the world goes to Reilly Smith. But why? Again, I go back to fundamentals. I'm watching like the East Coast hockey here, and I'm watching Florida and Toronto, and fundamentally, they're so much better than what I've seen out of like the Oilers. Because okay, here's the Oilers, right? How many times do we see, okay, in the past in this series, the puck just goes right through the middle of the crease. There's no sticks down, right? At the time, and it goes from side to side, and then Olofsson like buries 2 shots there because no one is just the sticks on the wrong side. The sticks are on the wrong. There's no fundamentals with this Edmonton Oilers team. I got to tell you that. And then Mark Stone left with an injury. The Golden Knights need this team leader. They definitely need him. He's listed as day to day, and let's talk about what actually occurred because he lost an edge on Corey Perry, and then. Did Corey Perry, was there a collision with the skate of Perry? And what do you think is injured for Mark Stone?
So there's 2 possibilities. One, Mark Stone blows a tire going down, goes right into the leg of Corey Perry. There's 2 things that happen. It looks like Mark Stone's head and or chin make contact with his leg. And then there's also part of it where it looks like his skate, Corey Perry's, hits Mark Stone's arm. So there's one of 2 things that's kind of been the conspiracies in BGK land. Both are upper body injuries, of course. One is some type of laceration on the arm. The more likely is a concussion. And based off what Coach Cassidy said, he made the comment, I believe, in the post-game presser that, that Mark Stone's feeling okay. Like, you don't talk about how someone's feeling if they're going to get stitches and stuff. So that's just, again, I don't think this is necessarily a laceration. I don't know how bad it was.
He came back. I know Stone came back on the ice and tried to go.
He did one more shift and then he was off. So that also tells me concussion. What we don't know is if he got buzzed by the concussion protocol or if he voluntarily left the ice. Either way, it's good that if there's a concussion, he's off the ice. You see, if you watch the frame closely, he does kind of hold his head when he's skating off as well. So that tells me right there, this is certainly a concussion, and the hope for his health, number one, before anything. And then, of course, if his health allows him, let's get him back there in Game 4. Because if you would have asked me or probably any Golden Knights fan, could the Golden Knights get past the Edmonton Oilers in basically the remaining 4 games of a series? Not even 7 games, but the remaining 4 games of the series.
Come on,
needing to win 3.
This was too tight.
Without Mark Stone, I got a hard time agreeing that can happen. But now the Golden Knights are in the fight. Now they're in the fight. They got through basically 2/3 plus of the game without him. So maybe there's a chance. I definitely don't like the chances as much. But you know what? It's the playoffs. Weird things happen. And you're talking about the Oilers and their lack of fundamentals and the way they
awful.
Every player on the. I mean, I just watched I watched replay a couple times here.
3 players go after Reilly Smith. And then the pump fake, and then Skinner comes way out of the net. I don't know how you could say that Skinner was in the right position because
Skinner prevented the shot. He prevented the shot. Skinner did his job. But what gets me is there was a line change right before this happened.
Oh,
The
geez.
wall line goes off. Reilly Smith just comes on, darts
He
right
came
to
out
the net.
right.
It's just so awesome. But
It's the craziest play I
Skinner
ever.
prevented the shot, not the scoring chance, but Skinner prevented the shots. If he
Okay.
stays there, Reilly Smith has no shots. He's got the angle cut.
There's still no excuses for 3 players
No,
missing on the puck. Like, I
no,
don't know what they were
100%.
doing.
But Stuart Skinner is the least of
They
the
look
problem.
like bowling pins out there in front, for crying out
Reilly
loud.
Smith, good bowler.
So Stone, 8 points, 4 points, 4 goals, 4 assists so far. And of course, the loss, though, of Stone opens up the opportunity for Reilly Smith, right? Because he's the right winger, gets more minutes on the ice, and he produces. Where was he at? In New York with my Rangers and in Pittsburgh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, no, we'll hit it harder, but certainly some of that misfit magic coming about. And it's not just going to be about Reilly Smith or William Karlsson for that matter, but opportunity for Brett Howden possibly to get some more opportunities. Kolasar is going to get more minutes, who has been okay out there. Tanner Pearson, I don't know where his I got his hockey stat card right here.
Yeah.
He missed. Tanner Pearson actually registered very well.
Yeah,
as
he almost
did
had
Kolasar.
a
They
goal
were
there
fine.
late. Yeah.
The concerns right now are Dorofia, but Dorofia first back from injury, Horse needing a start. I'm not going to look too much into that.
With
Ivan
Lasix,
Barbashev, he's
no
at the
Lasix.
bottom,
No
so we'll
Lasix.
see if he can bounce back.
You didn't hear that. No Lasix.
I didn't hear that, no.
Okay.
No Lasix,
So-
that's good. That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
So,
Blinkers on?
Other blinkers are on. Other injury concerns. Brandon Saad. We talked about him last week because he was injured, right, on our last broadcast we did, and then he doesn't play in game number 3, and so he's day to day. Braden McNabb. We did not expect to see him on the ice. The guy's incredible. He really is, and he tried to give it the good old college try, but he came in and out. He was on and off the ice all night long, and hey, he's like, there's other players that have worse injuries than I do. So I thought it was pretty good, though.
No, McNabb, he's a warrior.
Made a run. How many minutes did he play? Do you have that?
McNabb played 1939. Oh, my God.
It didn't seem like he was out there that long because they had him on and off the ice periodically.
No, 1939. That's phenomenal. Karlsson 1822, Pearson 1040, Olofsson 1305, Eichel 2212, Hannafin 2207. Hannafin, really good game as well. And who's going to step up right now, assuming, and who knows? Mark Stone may not be out. Back to Braden McNabb. That was what you talked about a second ago.
Sure.
McNabb didn't even take the day of game skate, which is usually an indicator of what was going to happen given his circumstance. And all of a sudden there's reports he's on the ice. Okay, well, let's see if he takes line rushes. He's taking line rushes. Okay, let's see how many minutes he actually gets. Dude got 20 minutes. So no excuses. He's hurt. Petrangelo's hurt. Dorofiev is hurt. Eichel is still hurt. We know Mark Stone now is hurt. So this is time to dig deep.
And of course, there's another addition to that injury list.
Say Saad. Oh, and
assistant trainer Mike Muir.
Oh, my goodness.
Listed his day-to-day.
Dude, he just got paid. He just got paid.
Tomas Hertl. Did you see the cut on the side of his head?
Strawberry.
On the, left side?
Strawberry. Yeah, like on the side, but yeah, it
was on the
and
side.
everything. Oh, Hertl, that's 5 figures right there. That's a good Christmas bonus coming for him.
Yeah. Again, for VGK, they have to continue to play better defensively than the Oilers because the Oilers did not have a good defensive game. And on Sunday, Chris Knobloch said that Calvin Pickard would be out for game number 4 on Monday night. So Stuart Skinner, he looks so shaky. I'm sorry, man. He looks shaky. You are defending that final play.
Well, I'll defend that final one against anybody.
That's fair.
100%.
That's fair. And
I won't defend the rest of the game.
But he gives up a goal 5-hole, flops around. He leaves that crease again to chase Reilly Smith. And that's like a Fleury Legaff to me. That's what that looked like to me.
Not Legaff.
Okay.
I get what you're saying.
You think he's the go-to. The hot hand goalie was Calvin Pickard. And again, I don't think that Tomas Hertl, the turtle, needs to go around smashing his stick on the assistant trainer's head because he's already earned his money. He rolled over the goaltender, for crying out loud, in his left leg. Are you kidding me? Why is Hertl so frustrated? He missed the empty
Because he
net.
had some scoring chances right before
Yeah.
that, and he knows what's at stake, and he's chasing this right now. Today, May 11th, it's his best chance for a Stanley Cup in his long storied career. But really fast here, you talked about the goalies, Pickard and Skinner. I put out a tweet basically saying Golden Knight fans are celebrating that Stuart Skinner is coming instead of Pickard. And my point with that, all I'm saying is Skinner is the more experienced goalie.
Yeah, but
Pickard
he
is the
doesn't
hot
have
hand, no
the hot
doubt, and
hand.
Pickard's been playing better.
Yeah.
Skinner, I thought, would play a little better than last night. He was maybe a C minus, and that's probably being a little bit conservative. He's probably better, closer to a D plus. Cred Aiden Hill, by the way, he had the one save. He had the save against Connor McDavid with about 3.5 minutes left in the game. That was phenomenal. But my only point being is that Stuart Skinner has big game experience. He played incredible in a Game 7 losing effort in a Stanley Cup final game. He played very well in the playoffs in general. I don't know his regular season numbers where I don't have them in front of me, but give me the experience. And we're not talking about Pickard, an up-and-coming, 22-year-old here. We're talking about a youngster.
The AHL.
Yeah.
The AHL
I'm not going to
goaltender.
say that, but yeah. So
Well,
either way, we got another night of Skinner coming up. And you know what?
Yeah.
The way Saturday went, let's go.
Coming up next, we've got Misfit Magic for VGK. We'll talk about that later on. We'll also have our locks and predictions and a preview of game number 4. Stay with right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Have you ever checked your bank account and wondered, where did all my money go between dining out, online shopping, living in Vegas, entertainment, all the above, as Bruce Cassidy might say, right? He would say that. It's easy to lose track of all your money, and that's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you the full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You need to check it out. And again, living in Vegas, right, Golick, doesn't money just sometime evaporate? You've got kids and you've got Vegas.
What money?
Exactly. So make sure you check out Monarch, of course, monarchmoney.com. Monarch Money, it makes managing money with your partner even smoother. And that's something that you can bank on. You can track all of your shared and personal accounts. You can set your goals and you can stay on the same page without all the stress. So take control of your finances today. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL and you will get $50 off your first year. Again, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL, 50% off of your first year at monarchmoney.com. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Gravelly voice Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. So, of course, we saw VGK erasing a 2-goal deficit in the opening period of game number 3. And following a couple of Corey Perry goals, Nick Waugh and Reilly Smith, they both countered. Karlsson scores in the second, and that was on. Now, this was so reminiscent to me of the Stanley Cup year. How many times did VGK catch opponents in line changes? Remember 2 years ago? I was like, this is shit. They're going to be in the Cup final now because this is what we saw 2 years ago. Dumb teams couldn't get their line changes straight, and Noah Hannafin picks up on it. Great move there, and then dishes to Karlsson, who scores on that little bunny. So we want to talk about the Misfit Magic, and again, the injury to Mark Stone allowed Reilly Smith to break out with the 2 goals, and again, he just moves up. He's a right winger, and he gets more minutes, and he capitalizes. And then, of course, William Karlsson, it was just like old times, right? They combined for 4 points in the game. And again, Karlsson scores on that line change. And then the good heads-up play there late in the contest, 0.4 of a second to go. And then Reilly Smith does all the right moves there. He pretty much beats 4 players, Skinner included. And then, of course, that's so frustrating if you're Draisaitl, right? To score the own goal.
Draisaitl's going to be a man possessed Monday night against the Golden Knights. He's the line. He's the line change. What's the word I'm looking for? He's the one that just the goal is on him for the line change, and of course the own goal at the end. But just start with Reilly Smith, I guess, for a second. Stats wise, 4 points in these playoffs, 3 goals, 1 assist, 2 goals last night. Now a +1 was a -2, so certainly moving the right direction. But it just when I go back to the first game, the first home game Reilly Smith played in Vegas, the feeling was just so different in the arena. It felt, going back to season 1 and going back to the Stanley Cup year and everything. It is such a boost having him back on this team. And then you see what happens, of course, in this last game. It wasn't just the goal at the end of the game, but his first goal, he just kind of bobs and weaves, and you're talking about fundamentals. You're spot on. The Edmonton Oilers played the second goal terribly, right? Reilly Smith again comes out from a line change, gets the puck at the red line. 92, 33, 96 are all sitting there, and then Stuart Skinner. There's nothing he's going to do when Reilly Smith has a full head of steam like that. So credit everything that led up to it. But again, just the feeling of Reilly Smith being back on this team is just phenomenal. And then William Karlsson, looking at what he has been doing as of late. William Karlsson is now 6 points in these playoffs, 3-3, 6 points, 9 games, and he is a +5 overall. And I think should there be an absence of Mark Stone, you're going to see the Misfit magic, as it says on our graphic right there. You're going to see those two taking ownership right now, especially with Eichel shadowing McDavid a lot out there. And really fast, just news on Eichel here. Someone was, and they weren't dragging Eichel, but he doesn't look like himself. People want him to shoot more. Zabowski said that, and just other comments about Eichel. Dude's got 9 points 10 points in 9 games. And he's been chasing Kaprizov, Boldy, Draisaitl, and McDavid around for the last 9 games. He's got 10 points. Jack's doing just fine. But again, the Misfit magic right now, I think, might fuel this team for the next couple of games in this series. And the Golden Knights can find a way to get a win on Monday night, which I think they're going to, a little spoiler. If they can find a way to get a win on Monday nights, this is going to tilt the series back in the Golden Knights' favor.
So with that Reilly Smith goal, again, with 0.4 of a second to go, that is third all-time NHL playoff history. Nazem Kadri in the bubble scored a goal with 1/10 of a second to go.
Wow.
Jussi Jokinen with 0.2 of a second to go, and then 0.4 of a second remaining for that Reilly Smith magic. And again, I don't know how Bruce Cassidy can say that there is no carryover, basically, of momentum, because this is like new life.
Yes, I disagree with that too. I disagree.
Right? It's new life for the Golden Knights here. And I just think, again, that this is an opportunity. Now you seize the moment. You come back 2-2, game 5 in Vegas, and there's a great opportunity for the Golden Knights. So the thing about Karlsson, he does like to freelance, right? He does like it when he finds some open ice. There were some points in that game where there was just up and down and back and forth. And someone, I think, had commented that there's probably more icings in this series than they've ever seen in playoff history. There's a lot of them. And some of them, I mean, Cassidy.
Stretch passes.
They are going for the long passes, and we talked about that. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed this, though, as well, Chris, in game number 3, even though there was a power play goal for Edmonton on the power play, and then also in the offensive zone, you notice the spacing for the Edmonton Oilers. It's starting to close a little bit. They're starting to collapse it down. So that, again, is just great coaching. But the lack of fundamentals might come back and bite Edmonton because Stick's on the wrong side. They're not, like, positioned right. They don't know where to go. They overcommit. They'll take one guy, and then they'll pass it to VGK. It goes from Eichel to Stone, and you have a guy like in hinterland, like not knowing where to be, not out of position constantly. Are you noticing the same thing?
No, I think last year's Oilers team was probably better as far as skill, as far as how they were in the playoffs. And I also think the 22-23 Golden Knights team was a heck of a lot better than this team. Obviously, I'm not saying this team can't win a cup, but if we're going to compare just different teams, I would say the 22-23 Stanley Cup team is significantly better. Now, there's still plenty of time to rewrite that script, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights can.
Oh, far better team overall.
No,
overall.
100%,
That
100%. I think
team.
Coach Cassidy would be the first to tell you that. Not saying this
Yeah.
team is bad, just two different teams here.
Yeah.
But the fundamentals here, this is Knobloch, right? What can Knobloch do to fix this? You got a lot of talent on the front end.
Film, a lot of film. Like, you shouldn't be in that position. You shouldn't be
Yeah, but
doing
this
this.
is
Like,
stuff you learn at a
you
high
should know.
level in the
You should
juniors
know.
and
You
stuff.
should know. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I'm
It's like
curious to
fundamentals in
see.
baseball, right? Same thing. You don't
Yeah,
know
of
how to hit
course.
the cutoff guy, like, but you would think at this level they would understand how to position your stick where you should be located at. And again, they're just that's been to me a big difference here. And I don't know who has the edge there defensively, because I still say it's sort of a stalemate. Theo almost broke loose last night. He almost broke through. He had a few good chances, for the Golden Knights. So
So
what?
real fast, go ahead.
Yeah,
No, say the Golden Knights right now. The last couple of games they've played the Edmonton Oilers game, this track meet up and back type of game, the type of play that I don't think bodes well long term for the Vegas Golden Knights. Just much more offensive power
wait, don't
for the
say half
Oilers.
court game. Do not say half court
No, I
game.
don't know what half court game means in hockey.
And that's what they know
Um,
against Minnesota. That's the way it was turned by Cassidy.
oh, fair enough. Okay, I didn't.
Remember, it
Yeah,
was
I
a half
mean,
court game. That's what he said.
the Golden Knights, if their best path to success, at least from my eyes, and what does that mean? I don't know, but you got to slow down the neutral zone, and I don't know how that
They
happens,
did
and I
it.
don't know if it's
They
capable. I
did
don't
it
think
in
if I know
game
if anyone's
two in the
capable of
first
slowing the
period
Oilers
in
down.
game two. They did in the first period, Chris, in game number two.
First period, game number, yes, and I would also
Yes.
argue the
Yes.
second period. I agree, and I would also argue. I'm curious what the stat lines are. This is the overall, but not the game. In game number 3, the high danger chances were 7-11 in favor of the Oilers. But the second period I felt was really strong for the Golden Knights,
It
and I'll
was a
see if I
good
can
period
find
for the
this
Golden
really
Knights. They had
quickly
more than one
here.
shot. That's strong.
Edmonton, right. All right, here we go. Edmonton Oilers. This is game number 2, limited reports. We're going to go 5-on-5. All right, so the second period, okay, here we go. The high danger chances in the second period were 2-2, which I'm fine with. I am more than fine with that because the Golden Knights came out on the better side of that, number one. But number 2, you limit their high, again, not a great take coming, but you limit their high danger chances, less goals are going to be on the board. And McDavid and Draisaitl, their influence on the series, yeah, they connected on the game winner in overtime in game 2. That was it. And then McDavid scores a lucky one off of McNabb's skate in game number
Right.
3. So
Right.
the series is shifting defensively in favor of the Golden Knights. And if they can combine the first period of game number 1 and the second period of game number 3, then and then the third period, if you will, of game number 2, there you go. There's your 60-minute blueprint to beating the Edmonton Oilers.
Coming up next, we've got our locks and predictions for game number 4. Stay with us right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back on Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are recording, of course, because we're so transparent, on Sunday night for Monday's game. And
You're
so
transparent on your green screen right now.
I know, very much so. And are you able to hear me at all? Because I don't know. It feels
A little
kind of
scratchy,
funky
but you're
here.
making it through.
I'm making it through, bro. I had no
Ludens
voice.
and hot tea will get you through it.
I had no voice on Saturday, nothing. And I was a judge. Luckily, you could hold up numbers in the slam dunk contest, which was so much fun. And there were just so many people. It was just bedlam. Love high school sports like that, where it's just craziness and there's no control. Of course, let's take a look at our locks and predictions. And also, perhaps before we get into that, what adjustments do you think are going to happen here, Chris, in game number 4? What does VGK have to do to get this series back home tied up at 2 games apiece?
I don't know if there's adjustments needed by the Golden Knights. Like the Golden Knights have the blueprint right now. I just hit it before we went to break there. You had one period in each of the first 3 games that was absolutely magnificent in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. So again, a greater effort to muddy up the neutral zone. Face-offs, small statistic, but very, very important.
It's
Less
so important. We've
touches,
talked
less
about it.
touches.
Yeah.
And if you're going to see more attention to matchups in both these games, you're going to see this is a little different now, right? If there's another line scoring, another line that's a threat for the Golden Knights, that's going to spread out the Oilers' thin defense already. So you're going to see once the series does shift back to Vegas, regardless of what the series score is, you're going to see Coach Cassidy looking to take advantage of some matchups. Knobloch tonight, if you will, for game number 4, is going to be looking to get McDavid and Draisaitl out there against the hurdle line or against the wall line. More the hurdle line, I would say. I think they can do more damage with what Dorofeev and I forgot the other winger on that. It wasn't Saad.
No.
Olofsson, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the line that they need to attack. So that's the adjustment for the Oilers. Golden Knights slow it down in the neutral zone. As far as the game line, Golden Knights a small dog at plus 105, minus 125. Here's the storyline, Tony. Over under 7.
It's got to be 7.
Put a 7 spot out there.
Yeah. They're just racing up and down the ice. They'll be scoring. They had to.
I can't
went
remember
over
last
again.
playoff.
I told you it went over again.
I can't remember last playoff 7 over under I've seen.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, so here's our locks of the night and our predictions. And by the way, I have to point out to our good friends there at the Golden Knights and Silver Knights are having a watch party on Water Street on Monday night. So folks that don't want to mess around with the Strip or anywhere else, it's a good place to go.
If you go to the Water Street one, it's a nice time. Bring a chair, bring a comfortable chair. There's usually no food trucks or even food and beverage out there. So bring some food, bring some beverages, bring some adult beverages. They don't care. But don't assume, because most of the time there have not been any food trucks out there. Just full disclosure. It's a nice experience. It's fun. It's great for kids because they can play on the playground while the adults can just kind of watch the game and stuff. It's a really nice experience. Either come with food in your belly or make sure you bring some food with you. Or you don't want to walk to Mackenzie River to wait for your food because you won't get it until game number 5.
Okay. So Edmonton obviously was very sloppy in game number 3. But I feel I did not say that. That was Chris Golick.
100%.
Golick said that.
I said it. 100%.
You say things on this show and they get mad at me. It's terrific.
I'll take that punch all day.
I took a lot of punches here recently. Of course. I know, it was pretty funny though. So again, I feel though that I think Edmonton gets back on track. I think they get the lead early. I am not, we talk about Skinner. I am not convinced with Adin Hill. I'm not. I don't
Adin
feel
was great last night.
comfortable.
Adin was great.
Still do not feel comfortable with Adin Hill and that. Still.
Okay, Adin Hill or Stuart Skinner. Who do you feel comfortable with?
No one. 0. Bring in Samsonov and bring in the AHL goaltender. I'm going to go 5-3 Oilers. And I'm going to go Dorofeev and Eichel. I think Eichel breaks out in this game. Again, I don't know how you stop the scoring because there's so much open ice now in this series. And for VGK, I think to win this game, they need to go back to the blueprint that they played in period number 1 and game number 2 in paragraph 4 or whatever. And they need to go back there and they need to do the same thing as far as forechecking and then pressing the Oilers so they can't get into the attacking zone. Go ahead, Chris.
No, 100%. 100%. Like I said, there's blueprints there, not just what you said, but from some of the other games as well. Does Knobloch have an adjustment? I don't know. He hasn't proven it yet, but
it's just bonehead mistakes. It's not even an adjustment.
Right, but he's the coach. He answers for that sort of thing.
Yes.
He answers for
line
that
changes for crying out loud.
No different than Cassidy.
Line changes down.
I think that's
101. Line changes 101.
In the NHL.
How many times, seriously, how many times 2 years ago did VGK benefit from stupid line changes in the cup run? It's at least 3 or 4, remember?
Well, how many times did the Golden Knights not have a stupid line change? That's a better way to say that.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, man.
All right, so I'll go one half of the Misfit Magic. I'll go Karlsson, and then Noah Hannafin just feels like
he's
one of those
starting
multi-goal games is coming.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those multi-goal games is coming. And I'm still going for a low-scoring game one of these days, so give me 3-1 Golden Knights. No points for
3-1.
Draisaitl and McDavid.
Oh,
0.
no.
Nothing for
3-1. Are you okay? You feeling all right?
I feel great.
3-1?
I feel
Okay.
great. I feel great.
Is little Chris going to check in? I
No,
know you've
I've
been
hit him a
calling
couple times, and he's upstairs doing
Okay.
something that he probably
All
shouldn't
right.
be doing, but yeah, whatever.
The recital was good, though, right? On Saturday
Oh, it was
night?
great.
Yeah.
Thursday night, but yeah, it was wonderful.
Thursday night,
It
whenever
was
it was.
definitely the right reason to miss the game.
Okay. We appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget, who in the world on VGK is McLeod? Is there someone named McLeod? Remember, the broadcast have just been not good.
Ryan McLeod? Didn't they get him like in the AHL or something like that?
I think they were trying to call him White Cloud, and they called him McLeod.
Oh, okay. There was a Ryan McLeod drafted to the Oilers, but I thought the Golden Knights. I know they got LeBlanc from the Oilers as well.
Right.
That was a weird thing, but yeah.
Okay. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Of course, next time we visit with you, I'll have my voice back, hopefully, so that
The prayers were
everyone,
answered.
all your prayers will be answered. That's a good way of putting it. Don't forget Fridays, WTF with the Fridays, Saturdays. We've got the Chris and Chris Jr. show. For my man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again next time right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.